Before time began, there was nothing but the vast emptiness of Ginnungagap. On one side was the icy realm of Niflheim, its winds sharp as knives, its frost unyielding. On the other side lay Muspelheim, a world of unbearable heat and fire. Between these two extremes, Ginnungagap was silent, an eternal void waiting to be shaped. But as the frozen rivers of Niflheim crept closer to the flames of Muspelheim, something miraculous occurred. The ice began to melt, and from the drops of water, Ymir, the first of the frost giants, was born. His body was enormous, his breath cold as the deepest winter, and from his form the first living beings would arise. Ymir was not alone for long. As he slept, strange creatures emerged from his flesh. From the sweat of his armpits came other giants, massive and formidable, and from his feet a race of beings who would roam the frozen lands. Ymir, though silent, carried the weight of creation within him. He fed on the milk of Odhumla, a primordial cow who licked the salty ice for nourishment. From her licks, another figure emerged, Buri, the ancestor of the gods. The balance between these ancient beings, giants and gods, was delicate, but it would soon be shattered. Buri fathered Bor, and Bor in turn married a giantess, producing 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. The 3 brothers, unlike the frost giants, were filled with curiosity and ambition. They saw the chaos of the world around them and felt the urge to bring order. The giants, especially Ymir, represented the old world, a world of unending cold, chaos, and formlessness. The brothers knew that in order to create something new, they had to destroy the old. A decision was made, and their hearts were resolute. Ymir, the ancient being who had birthed the giants, would have to fall. In a battle that shook the very foundations of the universe, Odin, Vili, and Ve confronted Ymir. The frost giant, towering and ancient, fought with all his might, but the power of the brothers was too great. They struck him down with their combined strength, and as Ymir fell, his enormous body collapsed across the void. The blood that flowed from his wounds was like an endless river, filling the empty spaces of Ginnungagap. So vast was the flood that it drowned most of the frost giants, washing them away into the abyss, save for a few, including Bergelmir, who would carry on the race of giants. With Ymir's death, the brothers stood over his massive body, knowing they had the raw material to shape a new world. They began their work, using Ymir's corpse to craft the realms. His flesh became the solid earth, a foundation for mountains, valleys, and plains. His blood turned into vast oceans, seas, and rivers, filling the void with life-giving waters. The bones of Ymir were fashioned into towering mountains, and his teeth became cliffs and crags. The brothers shaped the world with care, using each part of Ymir to create something new and vital. His skull was lifted high, becoming the vault of the sky. With Ymir's skull placed above, Odin, Vili, and Ve created the sky, a vast dome over the world they were building. But the sky, though beautiful, was empty. To fill it with light, the brothers took sparks from Muspelheim, the land of fire, and placed them in the heavens as stars. These burning embers cast their glow across the new world, bringing warmth and light to the once dark void. The stars blinked in the night sky, each one a fragment of Muspelheim's eternal flames, illuminating the land below and marking the passage of time. But the brothers knew that stars alone could not guide the cycle of day and night. They took 2 mighty beings, Sol and Mani, siblings of divine origin, and set them in chariots to ride across the sky. Sol would pull the sun, casting warmth and light during the day, while Mani would pull the moon, bathing the world in a silver glow at night. To ensure that the sun and moon were always moving, Odin set 2 wolves, Skoll and Hati, to chase them relentlessly. The wolves' pursuit would drive the celestial bodies, ensuring the passage of day and night in an endless cycle. Having shaped the earth, sea, and sky, the brothers turned their attention to the creation of a realm for mortals. From Ymir's eyebrows, they fashioned a great protective wall to surround the realm of Midgard, the world of humans. This wall would shield Midgard from the dangers of the outer realms, especially the frost giants, who still lingered in Jotunheim. Midgard became the center of their creation, a place where life could flourish, protected by the divine walls crafted from the remains of Ymir. As the brothers walked along the shores of the new world, they came across 2 lifeless logs of wood. Inspired by the potential they saw in them, Odin, Vili, and Ve decided to create life. Odin breathed the breath of life into the wood, Vili gave them the gift of understanding and mind, and V bestowed upon them the senses of sight, hearing, and speech. These logs transformed into the first humans, Ask and Embla. From these two, all human life would descend, populating the land of Midgard with their offspring. With Midgard at its center, the universe was divided into 9 realms, each with its own purpose and inhabitants. Asgard, the realm of the gods, stood high above, connected to Midgard by the Great Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost. Below was Helheim, the land of the dead, ruled by the goddess Hel. The other realms, Vanaheim, Alfheim, Svartalfheim, Nidavellir, Jotunheim, and Muspelheim, each housed different races and beings, from the dwarves of Nidavellir to the fire giants of Muspelheim. The 9 realms were now complete, each interwoven and connected through the sacred tree, Yggdrasil. At the heart of the cosmos stood Yggdrasil, the world tree, whose roots and branches stretched across the 9 realms, binding them together in a delicate balance. Yggdrasil was no ordinary tree. Its roots extended into the deepest parts of the universe, reaching into the well of knowledge in Mimir's domain and the dark realm of Hel. Its branches touched the highest heavens, a living bridge between the worlds of gods, humans, and giants. At its base, 3 Norns, Urður, Verdandi, and Skuld, wove the fates of all beings, ensuring that the destiny of the universe unfolded as it should. With the creation of the 9 realms, each realm became home to unique races and beings. The gods of Asgard ruled from their mighty halls, while the giants roamed the icy expanse of Jotunheim. In Alfheim, the elves danced through their ethereal forests, while the dwarves in Nidavellir toiled away in their underground forges, crafting weapons and treasures of unimaginable power. Each realm thrived with its own life and purpose, but the balance between them was fragile, and it would not remain undisturbed for long. Though most of the frost giants had perished in Ymir's blood, those who survived harbored a deep hatred for Odin and his brothers. They resided in Jotunheim, plotting revenge against the gods of Asgard. The peace that followed Ymir's death was temporary, and Odin knew it. The giants would never forget the murder of their progenitor, and the tension between Asgard and Jotunheim simmered just beneath the surface. This rivalry would shape the future of the 9 realms, leading to the ultimate conflict, Ragnarok. As the gods ruled from Asgard, they were aware of the prophecy of Ragnarok, the end of all things. It was foretold that one day the giants and gods would clash in a final battle that would destroy the world they had worked so hard to create. Yggdrasil itself would tremble, and the 9 realms would be consumed by fire and chaos. But for now, the gods chose to focus on the present, ruling over their domains and guiding the fates of humans, knowing that the shadow of Ragnarok loomed over them. As the 9 realms settled into a fragile equilibrium, the world of Midgard flourished. Humans worshipped the gods, living under their watchful protection, while the other realms went about their business, bound together by the great tree Yggdrasil. The gods, giants, and mortals existed in a delicate balance, each playing their role in the greater cosmic order. But even as life flourished, the gods knew that this balance was not permanent. The future, though uncertain, promised both creation and destruction in equal measure. And so, the 9 realms existed in harmony for a time. From the body of Ymir, the universe had been born, shaped by the hands of Odin, Vili, and Ve. But the world was not static. It was a living, breathing creation, constantly evolving. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth that began with Ymir's death would continue, echoing through the ages. The gods and mortals alike knew that, just as Ymir's fall had given birth to the world, Ragnarok would one day destroy it, only for it to be reborn anew. This was the nature of the universe, a constant dance between creation and destruction, held together by the roots of Yggdrasil.